inboard motor was throttled down to a barely audible purr. Nothing, alas, could mask the ubiquitous odor of endlessly recycled air, nor could the rough-hewn planks projected from the day-room table disguise the plasteel slickness beneath his fingers. He twiddled the cabin controls, tuning chirps and twitters down a notch, while his curious shipmates took coffee and snacks from the synthesizer. Barbara Nguyen sat first. She had the tall, gangly frame of a belter, and her head was shaved except for a cockatoo-like belter crest of thick black hair. She was their captain, and the most cautious among them. Which was cause and which effect remained stubbornly unclear to Diego. Throughout their hitherto uneventful voyage, she had let decisions emerge by consensus. With luck, consensus-seeking had become a habit. Saeed Maloum, their engineer, was taller still, but stocky for a belter. Each of them handled the tedium in his own way. Saeed's latest affectation, dating back several weeks, involved dyeing his crest and disposable jumpsuit in matching colors. Today's hue was chartreuse, shading to deep yellow. Jamie Macmillan, ship's doctor and Diego's wife of 50 years, slid into the last chair. She was built to earthly scale, nearly matching his 6 feet, but otherwise illustrated the old adage about opposites attracting. She was lithe while he was pot-bellied, blonde where he was dark, and as fair as he was swarthy. Those were shipboard skin tones, of course. Flatlander full-body dye jobs and elaborate skin patterns had been left on far-off Earth. Jamie slipped a hand beneath the tabletop to give his knee a reassuring pat, although not even she knew what he was about to reveal. With a start, he noticed she had printed her jumpsuit in Clan Macmillan tartan, another silent vote of confidence. How anxious did he seem? Barbara cleared her throat. "Spill it, Diego. Why did you call everyone together?" Oh, how the details and analyses, all the terabytes of specifics in his personal journal, yearned to be free. This was not the time. "Have a look." Above the picnic table illusion, he projected a navigational holo. Amid the scattered pink, orange-white, and yellow-white specks of the nearest stars, a brilliant green asterisk blinked. "You are here." As his friends nodded recognition, he superimposed, in tints of faint gray, a delicate 3D structure. Would they see it? "Density variations in the interstellar gas and dust." Saeed frowned, likely anticipating another pitch for rerouting the ship on one more just a bit off our planned course wrinkle in the void. "You shared density plots before. It's never involved much fanfare." Barbara eyed him shrewdly. "And you've never before struggled so hard not to bounce in your chair." Words alone would not suffice. Not for this, not with belters. That was not a criticism. Growing up inside little rocks, they lacked the background. Diego said, "Jeeves, give us boat 1. "On full throttle, sir, as you had specified." The virtual speedboat slewed until its stern faced them and the shore. With a roar, the boat's bow rose. A great V-shaped wake formed. Diego tracked the boat as it receded, the ripples of its wake dwindling as they spread. Saeed's gaze flicked between the simulated lake and the 3D graphic that still hung above the table. "There's a shockwave in the interstellar gas. A bow wave." Barbara narrowed her eyes in concentration. "I concede the resemblance, but we're comparing 2 simulations. Diego, are you certain about the underlying data?" It would be so easy to dive into minutiae about years of observations, patiently culled and collated, about converting those observations from the ship's accelerating frame of reference to a stationary frame, about estimating and correcting for the perturbations of stellar winds. He could have discussed at length vain efforts to match his readings to the sky survey with which they had departed Sol's system. He yearned to explain the extrapolation of the full pattern from the mere fraction so far glimpsed, even after so many years and light years of observations. He must have had a fanatical glint in his eye, because Jamie shot him the warning look that reminded, "There's a fine line between scary smart and just scary." Diego kept his response to a confident nod. Barbara said, "I'll want to go through it later, step by step. No offense, just captain's prerogative." "What could have made this bow wave?" Saeed asked. That was the right